So I'll just share two numbers that we look at Crime Stoppers. Texas Juvenile Justice Department reported that homicides rose amongst youth 108% in the last 5 years. 1,200% increase in juveniles who've made threats of mass violence. It's 1,200% increase. And so, of course, we want to ask, why is this happening and what can be done about it? I will say in the last month, we had the chief of police from Spring Branch School Districts, ISD, at our building because there were two very significant threats against schools, high schools in the Spring Branch area. And yes, one of those threats was made by two 15-year-old girls, and they were serious threats. These girls had pretty extensive planning already underway to really to blow up a local high school. So why is this happening? I'll just answer all of these questions sort of with one kind of thought. These kids have no sense of humanity, none. Right. No sense of a value in an other. It just does not exist. Right. We've been talking about hope, and I think I kind of flip the word hope. They almost have lost hope because they have toxic entitlement. Mm-hmm. If they want it, they get it, period. If they have to steal it from you, fine. If I have to sell a picture of my foot because I can make money that way, fine. If I have to do this or that, I'll do it. I am entitled to whatever I want, and it is toxic. So that almost negates hope. And then when they find that that's not getting them anywhere, and they end up committing these horrific acts, there are limited consequences. And I agree, we can't arrest our way out of this. But I feel like when you look at the grand sort of scheme of criminal activity, this is an ongoing conversation in Harris County and in Houston, and our mayor was just with us talking about it at length last week. We are not holding violent criminals accountable to the degree that we could, and that's not a police issue. That is a completely different issue, and I know all of our law enforcement partners are talking with us about, sort of the rising frustration in that. If you're not holding the most violent offenders, there's no consequence, or the consequences aren't significant. It really does have a ripple effect on the people who fall behind in the lower level criminal activity, and it's incredibly frustrating for our law enforcement partners, and our mayor, again, has been very outspoken about it. Culturally, we know that sin trends. It's very enticing. It leads to being consumed online. But let me share something that's very interesting. Do you know what's trending now online? Jesus. Seriously, amongst youth, Jesus is trending online. A record number of young teens are turning to Christianity. This is so silly, and forgive me for saying it on this panel, and please forgive me because it's silly what I'm about to say, but forgive me for saying what I'm about to say. American Idol just hosted a praise night, right? Because Christianity is starting to give this real sense of hope that our youth are craving. So when we kind of look to the churches and say, there's a lot of pressure on you pastors, there is, God bless every single one of you. Don't forget that you have Jesus on your side. And he's giving you that power and that voice, and he's turning hearts, and he's getting people ripe and ready to walk into that door. I love what Pastor Council Member Davis, I know I say all the titles, what he's been working to do is sort of organize the pastor set, organize the police, organize the community, so that when these kids rise up, whether it's in conflict or looking for something positive, there's a steady system there to plug them into. What I think would be great, and I know our churches are doing everything, is I see it all the time. I was sitting at the table over there before we started, and a mom texted me and said, "Hi, Rania, my daughter's about to graduate, and she really would like an internship. Can you please see what?" There's this network of moms or dads pinging, can we plug our kids? Well, some of these kids don't have that. They don't have parents in the home my son's really a great athlete or a great this or math. I see that math. They don't have people pushing and trying to connect. But I do think the churches can build those networks for those kids that are lacking. And I have so many here sort of kind of popped up when one of the formal speakers was talking about, connecting within the church. just know if we're a nonprofit, we're not religiously affiliated, but every day I wake up, and you can check my calendar going back about 10 years, and I pray for 7 every single morning. And one of the things I pray for is the pastors, our law enforcement partners, that their lives would be protected, and all of our whether it's our team or our partner teams that are in the schools, because there is a war over the hearts of our children. But I do believe God is standing up. And I'm thankful for the pastors and certainly the law enforcement that are standing up there with him. So thank you.